So what are the three main points that you're standing for?
I'm standing for the continued development of Wanaka and making sure that the council is on top of the development, because growth is an issue that we have to deal with on a constant basis here. It's not that bad an issue, growth, because the alternative is decline, and I think that would be a much tougher proposition. So, but growth does bring a lot of, and it brings change, and a lot of people don't like change, you know, and that's a natural thing, but it is going to happen. And this town's doubled in size in the 16 years that I've lived here, and you know, if the current sections that are already consented end up being built on, which obviously they're going to be, it'll, you know, be over 20,000 for the Upper Clutha region. So, you know, growth's going to come. We've just got to manage it and try and get the best outcome. It's a beautiful place. It was a stunning place when I moved here 16 years ago, and I think it's actually even a better place now. So managing that growth and looking after our natural environment. You know, we look up the lake here, and that's what we need to protect. And while the town can still grow and be 20, 30,000 people, but we need to protect the environment, and also just making sure that Wanaka stays connected. It's a great community. It's because people have to, a lot of people have to think really innovatively to be able to survive here. So you tend to get people, you don't get lazy people who just want things easy. You've got to work hard to make it in Wanaka. So but just that the community stays connected.
Great. How do you think our airport should be expanded, if at all?
I think the airport plays a pivotal role in the growth of Wanaka, and I think having a service. The problem is that Queenstown Airport, because of its geographical restrictions, it's got a river at one end, a lake at the other, and it's got not much land, so it cannot expand. So it's going to get to peak playing soon, and what are we going to do for that? Do we just not have any more growth? Building a big airport down south, I don't think that will fly. I simply don't think it'll fly. So Wanaka offers an example of, you know, and that Wanaka can have an airport that works complementary with Queenstown Airport. And if that includes jets to Auckland, I'm not opposed to that, but I want to see more detail on the plans that QAC have. And you know, I want the town to have a good debate, and I want people to have their say.
And should tourism continue to be our main industry?
No, well, I think visitors make up a great part of our town, and I love the visitors that come to town. And in winter here, you know, with the ski people, they come off the mountains, they come into town, they're eating at our restaurants, they're interacting with locals, and then they're so tired they end up going to bed early. So, you know, because we're not a party town, so, you know, I think that we need to look at tourism in a different light. We need to diversify our economy though, because we are reliant on tourism, and we need to, you know, it's almost like an all or nothing, and we need to grow other areas. There are other sectors like high tech and nice clean industries, and maybe even some horticultural and some of those sort of industries where we can, you know, we grow honey and stuff and saffron, and can we grow those sort of things, and so that we have a diversified economy, so when tourism takes a bit of a downturn, the whole town doesn't you know, sort of suffer the consequences. So visitors are always going to be important to a town like Wanaka. It's a beautiful place, and we need to share it. You know, we don't have ownership of it, and we can't say to other people, well, we've found it, now we're going to put the gates up and you're not welcome here.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and what brings up emotion for you about our community.
I moved here 16 years ago, my wife and I moved here to build up a business here, which was a lot of fun. We had 2 teenage kids. They went to Mount Aspiring College. They loved it. They love here. They call this home, even though they only have lived here probably for 2 or 3 years before they went off to tertiary education. They're now living and working in one in Australia and one in the North Island, and there aren't that many opportunities for young people when they leave school or tertiary education, and that's one of the things. I want to see some industries here that allow a lot more of our kids to stay here. But you know, it is a great community, and you know, things like Stars in Your Eyes that have been going for 1,000 years, and the AMP show, second biggest AMP show in the South Island. People come from all over for it, you know, and Warbirds over Wanaka, world-renowned events. So, you know, it's a great community, and people get in and they muck in and do stuff. The Festival of Colour, you know, so the arts are catered. So we, you know, but also people set up groups here, much more than I think they do in a city, and so people connect a lot and people are involved in all sorts of things. And also, being the size of Wanaka, we do need to make sure that we do stay connected, because we're going to get bigger, so we do need to work on that.